All right. Hey, everyone. What's up? How you doing? I want to believe that we're live on air. Let us know if you're in the comments. Hey, everyone. Friday night, what you're listening to. I just realized it's episode 150. Kind of a milestone episode, I want to say. 150. Hence the sort of the high quality panel we have here tonight to celebrate the 150th episode. Josh, thanks for coming on. How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm doing well.
See you,
Looking forward to this bugging Patrick about his choices.
Yeah, I too am looking forward to that. Tom, how you doing? Third time.
Hey, I'm good. Nice to be back.
Good to see you.
What could go wrong this time?
Patrick, thanks for coming on. Good to see you.
Thanks for asking.
I don't usually do this, but I'm going to do it in this case. I don't usually recommend other like rivals YouTube channels. Check out Pat's YouTube channel. It's great. Patrick the Pat Rack, right? Pack Rat.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you very much. Yeah,
it's
a new channel. There's videos for people who like records.
Yes, just like it's for everyone. Not everyone, but for cool people who like records. There we go. Chat's open. Hey. There we go. We see you too. There we go. All right. Anyone who's stumbled in this room by accident on the internet, what we do here is we each talk about 5 records we've been having a good time talking about. It's going to be a good time nerding out about 20 or so records that we've been having a good time listening to. That's about it. Like and subscribe. We'll go around, we'll do one each, and we're going to have a great time talking about some, I'm sure, great records. I don't know about anyone else. I'm feeling a little bit January at the moment, so I hope this is going to lift me up a little bit. I'm lift everyone's spirits a bit. It's January. It's a tough month, so let's have a good time talking about some cool records. Cheers.
Cheers.
Everyone's drinking tonight. I feel like that hasn't happened for a while. When everyone is.
Yes, the right guys.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I got 2 weeks into dry January and it kind of fell off, but
2 weeks.
It could be worse.
That's not bad.
2 weeks.
All right. All right. I'm gonna kick off with my first pick of the day. I actually thought I'd do a Canadian record, since as we've got a bunch of Canadians and honorary Canadians.
We'll let it go.
When you think of like all women Canadian punk bands from back in the day, I don't know, like the first band that springs to mind, probably Dish Rags, something like that. I want to say.
Yeah.
I got this one the other week. Montreal, Quebec, 1981 to 1983. 3 or 4 women. Supreme Echo Records from Blue Oil. This could be pretty obscure. I mean, they had like 1 7-inch, right, back in the day. So this is like a collection of like all of their recordings, like studio sessions that were never released. It's weird. They put the A side of the single on this, but they didn't put the B side of the single on this. I don't know why. I haven't heard the B side of that single. If anyone's heard it, maybe there's a reason why the B side isn't on this, but there you go. I mean, for a band that didn't have many recordings, it seems kind of a bit weird to not put one of the recordings on here, but I don't know why they didn't put. But anyway, it doesn't really matter because all the studio recordings are great. It kind of flows pretty well as a standalone record. It's like 81 to 83. They're a punk band. It's kind of minimalist. People like comparisons. I was thinking, this doesn't really remind me of anyone in particular. There's a couple of songs that have a bit of like a Susie and the Banshee thing going on. Like as we kind of
it's a super Canadian band for sure.
Oh, yeah?
Like I think it's essentially like a Canadian sounding band.
Yeah,
because the 1 7-inch thing was it's money.
That's it. Yeah.
Great record. I like that record a lot. I haven't checked out the reissue. I tend to skip that label's output.
Okay.
But that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
But I do like Blue Oil. And there's definitely some great stuff that label's put out.
It's good. Like, yeah. I mean, it's 81 to 83. I think they started in 78, so a little bit late to recording. good stuff. I mean, it's funny if you go on YouTube, like most of the stuff that comes up is from like '88 when they become like a real new wave pop band, right? There's a lot of videos.
They kind of like they were around long enough, like kind of branch right into like alt rock almost. Yeah.
There you go. They do have an unreleased song on one of Rachel's Gaza comps. There you go. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I did the maximum rock and roll thing with this and like see if anybody had said anything better than I could say about it. Like Erica Elizabeth compared them to the Visible Targets or Portland's Neo Boys, and I haven't heard of either of those bands. So just a Canadian punk record is the best way of putting it, I think, as Josh said.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Check it out. Blue Oil on the fantastic Supreme Echo Records. There you go. That's my first pick.
I once saw a hype sticker on a record in like a thrift store, like a dollar bin record or whatever. Hype sticker said "Sounds Canadian," and I've only seen that one time. But every once in a while, I'll hear a band and I just go, "Sounds Canadian."
I'm going to use that. That's easy, right? It's an easy way of describing.
It's one of those things I think where like you like if you're hearing something new and someone says like it's Canadian, you'll be like, oh yeah, of course it is. Like it's hard to define, I think, sometimes, but it makes sense once it's kind of like laid out.
It's hard to define, but to a tuned ear, you can hear it.
Oh yeah, that's what my ears are obviously not tuned because I was not thinking this is a Canadian. I was like, who does this sound like? Because it doesn't really remind me of anyone. Sometimes you're like, oh, this sounds like blah blah blah. I wasn't really thinking of like anyone. Didn't really bring any comparisons to mind, but just good punk, bit minimalist, I want to say.
Sounds Canadian. It sounds like government funding. There's a little bit of government funding in there.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. That's my first pick. I'm glad everyone was kind of a little bit familiar with this record. All right. Josh, what's your first pick?
Oh. I got this testers. Ooh, really shiny. Really shiny testers. Review on Green Noise. I was doing a label trade with him, and I'm always a sucker for a Sonny Vincent reissue, and this one I think is by far the best one that I've heard. In that it's not too long, for one. I think sometimes the Sonny Vincent stuff they kind of roll everything into like his 80s, 90s output, and then just kind of stays right in.
Josh, you're chopping up.
Breaking up, Josh. Freezing.
He's probably using the Wi-Fi from the diner downstairs again. I'll send him a text here.
Tom, do you want to? Oh, there's back.
No, you're back.
It was getting choppy with me when you guys were chatting right before I started. So I don't know. Hopefully it's not that bad for the rest of the time. But 1976, 77. It's studio outtakes and some live stuff. And the studio stuff, I don't know if it's a remaster or what is on it, but I think it's the best sounding like early Sonny Vincent stuff that I've heard. It's like really in the pocket of Sonic and that kind of like action rock 70s stuff that I love a lot. And I think that like Esther's, but just by virtue of not having as much output at the time, the reason that band's not as celebrated as a lot of the other stuff, because it stands up just as much as like any of that Sonic Rendezvous band or like MC5 or Dictators or anything like that. It's excellent stuff.
How much Tester stuff actually came out at the time?
Just a single 7-inch, maybe some tracks.
So, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like, did they have a track on the Max's comp?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, just the 1 7-inch.
Just 1 7-inch. I actually had this in the stack, but
there you go.
Maybe next week I'll get to this, but yeah. There you go. Which one is that exactly, Josh? Is that one that came out like recently?
It just came out.
Okay.
Prime Primitive. It's on Green Noise, or at least was put together by Green Noise and Sonny Vincent. They kind of worked together on it.
Okay.
I don't see a label on it, but that's. Oh, no, it's Green Noise Records. Yeah.
Okay.
So Portland, great mail order, sweetheart, good stuff.
Cool.
And great
Very
rock and roll.
nice.
Yeah, killer, absolute killer. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Tom, what's your first pick?
So this one I actually found recently used in a secondhand bookstore in town, which was one of the least likely places I would expect to find this record. But I'm very glad I did. Like it's from Japan from about 20 years ago, and is the first Firestar LP.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Which is I know it's members of Teen Generate, probably other bands as well, which you might know a bit better, Mike. Maybe not.
Definitely Firestarter. Sorry, definitely Teen Generate. I know that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But yeah, I bought this kind of blind, just out of sheer surprise of finding it in the place. But it's killer. It's power pop in like the kind of like more slick end of it. Like they cover Do Anything You Want to Do on here for like a kind of reference point. But their own songs, so it's just so catchy. And like I wish I had this record like 5-6 months ago, because it's the perfect summer record.
Yeah.
And every song just is a total earworm. And this was like a reissue from 2017 on, I think, an American label called Secret Mission.
Yes.
And I looked and found the original version, which I think was CD only, and it looks like it could be almost like a weird like prog metal thing or something, just because it's got like,
right.
Yeah, it's just got the word fire starting, kind of like this weird sort of, not neon, but like it definitely gives no clues to what it could be.
Right.
But yeah, this is hit after hit after hit, and I couldn't recommend it enough.
Yeah, it's kind of a classic.
Yeah, and thank you to whoever sold it into a bookshop here. Made my day.
The second LP is not as good. I'll just put that out there for everyone watching it. But I think that's sort of quite a well-known thing. But decent. Yeah. But that is the classic from Firestar.
I noticed this one got reissued when I looked online at the same time, like a very similar looking cover. But sadly, which is that one there. But yeah, could be a lot worse.
All right.
Yeah,
interesting name.
That was because that's X Teen Generate, right?
That's right. Yeah.
It was kind of crapping out a little bit on the audio. I think my feed is just not as strong as your guys's. But yeah, no, I remember that's like their first LP. They have at least one more. Right?
Yeah, Living on the Heat, or Living on the Heat, I think it's the name of the second album, which is way slicker, like power pop, with a bit of the energy like sucked out of it. But decent. You know, they have a lot of power pop stuff too, right? That band, was it the Tweezers, which is like a side project with Teen Generate and the woman from Super Snaz singing, which is also a top-notch recommendation. The Tweezers. It's kind of in that ballpark.
Oh, nice. I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that like some of the members of this band did another band fairly recently, which came out slovenly, but I forget the name.
Angel Face.
That's the one.
Yes, they're already on their like second LP. That's like more like raw garage punk with some like power pop in there too. But they're a great band too.
I'll need to check that one out for sure.
Those guys kind of know what they're doing. You know, whatever they do is always like pretty good to great. You know.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a great pick. All right, Pat, what's your first pick?
Before I get to that, Josh, there was a question in the chat. Someone wants to know what your cat's name is.
Sorry. Yes, they did. Sorry.
So I would always do these that are like records. Do like a little thing about my records, and Ouija would forever jump on my lap and start molesting me while I was doing that, which I love, and so did many other people. But she's a little runt. She's old, but amazing.
Oh,
very sweet.
Cutie.
Very cute.
Yeah. But I think she's done with me right now.
For my first pick, I pulled the Twisted Teens LP. So this is, I think technically it comes out. I think technically it's not out yet, but if you see them live, they've got it on the merch table. They put out a record last year. I don't have the LP copy; I just have the tape. The Turbo Disco's German label put it out. I heard a lot of people talk about this. It's been a long time since I've like genuinely heard a band that I find it like hard to describe. And Twisted Teens are that. Are you guys familiar with this band? Have you heard this yet? No. It's like sometimes it's quite lo-fi, but sometimes it's very soulful. And there's a pedal steel player on almost all the tracks. But they're like it's like a rock and roll band. Sometimes it's punk, sometimes it's rock and roll. It's always it's usually lo-fi. I feel like the closest comparison is probably Raining Sound, especially like some of like the album tracks from Raining Sound, where you're like, this is not a punk band, and then they slam you with a punk song. This kind of sounds like those like album tracks from Raining Sound. It's called Blame the Clown. Chain Smoking Records is what it's called. You can hear the whole thing on YouTube, but like on Spotify and other streaming sites, they're like releasing singles still. So it's like it's out, but they're playing it slow. I'm not totally sure what the deal is, but you can get a physical copy if you see them live.
Cool.
Yeah.
Twisted Teens.
Twisted Teens. Check it out.
Where are they from?
They're from New Orleans.
Okay.
Guy's got like he's got a character voice. Well, yeah, as far as like kind of soulful stuff goes, for sure. Like there's some outside influence that they're pulling in there. He's got a character voice. There's some live videos on YouTube you can check out. I haven't seen them yet. A buddy of mine, he saw them and he grabbed this for me. But I think I'm supposed to play a show with them in a couple of months, so I'm hoping that pans out and I get to see him live.
Cool.
Just because I want to see how that translates.
Right.
Yeah. Josh, the tape from last year, or sorry, everybody, the tape from last year came out on Turbo Discos, which is a German label run by the guys behind.
Oh, cool.
Josh, help me with the band name again.
They're in Laughbox.
We played with them a couple times. Laughbox. Yeah, the guys behind Laughbox run this label called Turbo Discos. And they put out a pack record for me earlier, so I think I must have got this in the mail when that came out, but Jonas.
What was their band that toured the state?
You tell me, man.
The people might actually know.
Laughbox is a band from Halle in Germany that Chain played with a couple times.
Okay.
First European show we ever played, Laughbox was the opener, and I feel like all of us were just like, holy shit, European bands are good. And it turns out Laughbox is really good. So we got to play with them a couple of times. No, there's a lot of great bands.
Yeah, by day 3, we were like, we're fine.
Yeah. But yeah, it's quite the glow up. If you like this, you'll like the next one too.
Cool. All right. Let's talk about Japanese hardcore punk reissues. There's been a lot of them, like over the past decade or so. Last year was kind of a big year for like Japanese hardcore punk reissues. We had like Death Side and Lip Cream. We had the Dance Macabre one from here in Osaka. There were some other ones too. I used to get surprised when a label, for example, like FOAD would do, like a triple LP from a one demo band from like 1991. Though, like that, those things like don't surprise me anymore. I'm over that. I'm used to it. And some of the stuff they do, I welcome it. Some others not so much. But this one, and I actually don't have the reissue. I haven't done an original record by this band. This one, I think, it was the most surprising and kind of like, what the hell is going on here? Reissue, Japanese punk reissue that I think I've ever come across. And I'm going to show the original record. I'm talking about this one. Let's take a second to admire this record. It's the Fearless Vampire Killers and Scumbag. Now, the Fearless Vampire Killers, I'm really familiar with. I saw them in like 1990 with Death Side and Bastard. Obviously, you can tell by their name, they're kind of a Bad Brains influenced like hardcore band, right? The Fearless Vampire.
Biggest.
And they were kind of prolific. Everyone kind of knew the Fearless Vampire Killers. Bunch of 7 inches and 8 inch record. They appeared on tons of comps. They're on this, obviously. But surprisingly enough, this isn't the band that was decided to be reissued. It's the band on the B side of the record, Scumbag. Good name for a band. But Scumbag were like a kind of a little side project that really don't have any other records out. It's kind of like meat and potatoes, like US influenced hardcore, like kind of thinly recorded, like really nothing particularly special about this band. But somehow Beach Impediment, who, you know, I love Beach Impediment, one of the best labels out there. For some reason, I don't know how it happened, Beach Impediment decided to do like a Scumbag discography LP in 2025, which was kind of an interesting year to do it. You know, coming up against all these other like bigger reissues. But man, my name is on the back of this record because it was my job to distribute this in Europe back in the early 90s. And you can imagine that was not an easy task like back then. I mean, even back then, it was hard selling like Gore's records and Deathside records in 1990 to Europeans who didn't want to pay more than £3 for a record. You know, £5 for an album? You know, what's a Japanese import? Yeah, but nevertheless, it's done. But, you know, so you can imagine like this one kind of going up against like Bastard and Deathside and Gore's and that. It wasn't an easy sell. And I always like really kind of, this band and this record and was kind of almost a joke. If anyone was kind of getting too nerdy about like obscure like Japanese hardcore, you'd say, oh yeah, but like it's not as good as like, you know, the Fearless Vampire Killers like Flexi or something like that. It was like a sort of a kind of inside joke. But you know, the thing is, like playing this record like in 2025, it's actually pretty good because it's kind of stood the test of time, because it's just like, you know, this very simple, you know, bare bones meat and potatoes, like US hardcore influenced Japanese hardcore, and it kind of sounds fresh now, whereas back then it just kind of sounded like weird to me and kind of unnecessary. So yeah, I've been having a good time with this one. I haven't bought the Scumbag like discography record, and I probably won't. But yeah, it was just a really kind of interesting choice in 2025 to put out like a Scumbag discography LP. Yeah, so I've been listening to this and kind of having a good time with it. Yeah, cool. Very kind of not like any other Japanese hardcore bands of the era. Totally, you know, an anomaly kind of.
Did Scumbag do a lot of stuff, or was it just?
I mean, I think the discography has like all the songs from this, and then just like maybe some unreleased stuff, and like some maybe like one like compilation track. But like I said, like Fearless Vampire Killers are the band on this, like not Scumbag. So it's just very interesting choice that they make. But hey, see, here we go.
I'm back.
Hey. It got a CD release in Japan with 14 extra live tracks. There you go. If you need more Scumbag, pick up the.
I missed it. What did it sound like? Give me like
just like meat and potatoes, like bare bones, like US influenced hardcore, FVK, a little bit of Bad Brains, obviously, and Scumbag. I don't know, just like kind of C tier US hardcore from Japan in the early 90s.
That's right up Josh's alley.
I love generic punk. I am a fan.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is the bass player. Maybe this is why it happens. The bass player of Scumbag is Takeshi, who is the bass player in Rockin' Sweden.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of how it came about. It's like, you know, Rockin' Sweden, you know, a hot ticket right now. Any other like Rockin' Sweden related stuff out there? Yes, right. Eshi's like old band Scumbag, and so I get, you know, and the weed thing was there like back then, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say
this is nothing new with this guy. You know, it's like he's been keeping it going. Right, bit of a weird pick, but it's kind of interesting. I thought it was kind of interesting.
I know that Rockin' Sweden tour in the States really popped off really heavy, and people were really excited about it. They were like completely under my radar. I had no idea about them at all. What's the best LP to start with Rockin'?
I always say the first one, like THC, the 12-inch that
Okay.
was already in the States too on Partners in Crime, maybe.
Okay.
That's absolutely the best one.
Okay.
It's just about to get reissued by Relapse Records.
Yeah, I saw them do it. They're doing a run of that stuff,
Yeah.
which was like bizarre. They went from like, get some Zuo lip cream Rockin. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, here's another crazy thing that I didn't mention yet while we're talking about Relapse. Okay, so this is like on MCR Company, a long-running Kyoto independent label. I was like the UK European distributor. Guess who was the US distributor? Relapse Records.
Really?
Yeah. See, these things, they just keep going, man. Like, I guess they gave up after a while because this stuff wasn't selling. But now they're back in the game with Japanese hardcore, like in 2025. So
I hear there's a lot of people that have like a hard time with Relapse stuff, and I think that label is just super commendable, honestly. Like, I think that they do such a good job. They're not for everybody as far as like collecting goes or whatever, but like I think them making the stuff that they do as available as they do is like
it's an interesting topic actually, because I think maybe 10-15 years ago me might have been a bit gatekeeperish about lip cream and stuff, but you know what, I think they really cared about this project and I think they did a really good job of it. I've seen a few complaints about dinged Tom, your covers were dinged, I think, but like maybe not a Relapse problem, I don't know.
They just got bashed in the mail, but they replaced him, so I'm very happy.
Awesome.
So
yeah, I think they really cared about this project. They put a lot of work into it, and I think it shows actually. To be honest with you,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this
box set
yesterday as well. Yeah, the box set's great, but also just the idea of like right now you can walk to like any record store in the city, and there's quite a high chance like they'll have like, if not a lip cream record, just like a Gizm record or something else. And it's affordable.
Yeah, right.
It's awesome. Right. It's the best. The fact that I can have curious kids come into the shop, and like totally. I can hype them to like a nine shocks tear, and it doesn't cost them their like monthly allowance.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, you're gonna love this record if you like this and this. Like, don't you're fine.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I'm all about it now as a kind of older person. I think younger me would have been a bit about it, but I think it's a great thing, and I'm really happy they did it. It's great. Yeah. One thing
that I thought was kind of cool recently was like I looked on their site like around the time all the lip cream stuff got announced, and but they have pressing info for all their recent releases on there, and for Detestation, it was like first press like all the bells and whistles, second press black vinyl, but the second press was some like 11,000 copies, and just like pressing that much of one record, and I'm sure they have it for life now, but like just the idea like it's constantly out there, and like you can probably order it so quickly somewhere,
right?
And it always used to be like so hot. Like I remember the first time I tried to hear Gizm, it's like you had to ask a guy who knew a guy who might do a tape or a CDR. Like
the last time I was shopping, maybe I'm giving away the game a little bit here to any other shops, but the last time I was making an order through Relapse, they had Detestation on their wholesale list for $6 US.
Wow.
NLP.
Wow.
Like, there's no like, it's baby's first punk record at this point, which is awesome and deranged, but
yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. All right. Josh, you're back, looking great as well.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, I put on my makeup so it doesn't shine.
I had a couple of days.
I went pretty heavy on some used records in the last year, and one of my favorites that I picked up was this Dirt Shit record from Austria.
Wow.
Which was really great. Been after it for a long time, kind of like a classic Killed by Death single, all the inserts, all the fancy stuff. I liked it for the especially the I forget what Killed by Death issue it was on, but the song Exit was a big one on it. But the entire thing is awesome. And I don't think I'd even heard the entire thing until I actually got it. Maybe I listened to it on YouTube a couple of times, but I always wanted it for one track, and just like I love the cover art of it, and like I just think it looks so cool, like the hand colored faces, and I don't know, I love all that dumb shit. Really great label too, like artwork on the label. Like, I don't know. I think it's fucking awesome. And it's one of those bands too that like you can put it on and you're like, these guys can really play, but it sounds like they're really trying to play terribly, which I find awesome. Because it rarely works out. It usually kind of sounds super disingenuous and like kind of goofy. But like the stuff they choose for like production on it is hilarious. Like insane echoes on the Rolling Stones cover on it. Where it's just like I had a college radio station, I had a college radio show for a while, and it was really like not great equipment in it. And every once in a while, I'd fuck it up, so the microphones were like feeding back at me inside the studio against the studio monitors, and it was the most. I still think of it sometimes and crumble at how loud and how much it hurt. And I can hear the microphone that the guy is singing in just like reaching into that spot a little bit, and it makes me cringe every single time, and I love it so much. So that was a very good one that I got off of the esteemed record dealer that me and Patrick know really well for sure, Tukey out in Belgium, who's a lovely man, but a stiff man with his with what he's got, and that's okay.
No bulk discounts with Tukey.
Yeah. Big ups to that man and how much fucking money he gets from me every year.
Oh my God, incredible. I take stuff from my collection that's like strictly not for trade, and I trade it with Tukey because the stuff that you get from him is just like it's next to none. It's crazy.
Tukey from Belgium, writing that one down.
That's right.
Yeah, wonderful guy.
Yeah.
If you go to that like massive record fair that happens in the Netherlands every year, and you've seen a guy who has like the most insane punk records in quantity, it's that guy.
It's that guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Cool. All right. Follow that.
Well, this one probably.
There you go. Francois is his real name, apparently. Francois.
Yeah, Tukey Francois.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Having something that he wants is like the best thing in the world.
Oh yeah, that's a fucking beautiful feeling.
All right.
He was something I pulled in Vancouver or in Calgary, so I don't know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, nice.
All right, Tom, what you got?
All right, so as you probably know, Hardskin called it a day, like in the last couple of months, which fantastic band, but that's made me kind of revert back to my childhood a little bit and pull out some records by this band.
What Tyler?
That's
with the
a long time since I've seen that. Wow, that's
with the amazingly tasteful sleeve here for Appetite for Axel.
Get rid of it.
Demonetized.
Obviously the artwork's fantastic because their point is Axl Rose is homophobic, so let's do this to him.
Bomb him.
It's lovely. I mean, I'm sure the members involved have many a bumming joke as well. So, but this might be their high point. It's so ridiculous. Like a lot of the time, I guess this has like their Chumbawamba like rip off. Get Down on It. Suck the Penis of the Bourgeois. It has their Guns N' Roses cover, their Bros cover, their supposed Youth for Today cover, which is not a Youth for Today cover. Very fair.
Fair enough.
But and who could forget the Smurf song as well, which is one of the more tasteful numbers. But the thing about this record, and kind of like the secret weapon about it, is like every now and then, like they have a fourth singer who's outside the band called Julie, and all those songs are like the best indie pop you could hope for. And I think they actually did a record on eventually with them under the name Eggplant, where they from what I can gather, like when they did Hardskin, that was their fake oi band, and when they did Eggplant, it was their fake indie pop band, and they ended up getting signed to like Elephant or something like that. And but half the songs are like What Tyler songs. There's a Leatherface cover on there, but it's all done in a kind of like a C86 style. But yeah, like her songs in this record are like fantastic, and it's even more bizarre. It's like you have that you have like that, and it's like the most like catchy song, and it's just called Even Great Men Talk Bollocks. And and there's a Kirsty McCall cover on here as well. Like there's a guy down with Chip Shop who swears he's Elvis, but of course on this one it's no, it's kind of over time. There's a guy down who works down with Chip Shop who swears he's Saddam. But,
that's a Kirsty McCall original, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's such a great song.
It's like the
sure.
best like bar room karaoke track. Is so good. I love that one.
But like no one can really pull off, but many people try. Oh, I didn't know that, but no, if she was in other bands. I've always wondered that. But...
We did talk about Eggplant either as an official pick or in conversation one time. And yeah. I like it when go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say that's the other funny thing about this record is it's supposed to be a single 10-inch, but it's actually it actually is a double, and there's just a note in it saying the pressing plant fucked up and pressed a 12-inch with 12 different songs on it, which are also What Tyler songs.
What?
So record 2 has their first 7-inch and 7 songs off their first LP.
What the heck?
But with exactly the same labels and everything else. So I'm sure, back in the day, there must have been like, oh, here's like a 52 song DAT, like take these songs off it, and it worked wonderfully. But I'm trying to remember actually if it has anything ridiculous inside, but I don't know if it does.
Probably. I mean,
just endless like song explanations, and this wonderfully cool looking photo as well.
So youthful,
and of course an A4 explanation / apology about the artwork. No, you want to offend, but you don't want to offend too much. But What Tyler, one of those bands that kind of hit me at just the right time when I was getting into punks, I always have a soft spot for. And yeah, I've been putting this out quite a lot lately, and it's. I don't know if many people these days would pick it up like fresh and be like, oh yeah, this is great, but still, it's great. But to me.
Yeah, it's kind of a hard band to kind of just get into in 2025, right? As you're like first punk band or whatever. I don't know, but
they're a band that I have a bunch of 7-inches in the used bin at the shop. I'm always just like I write on all the tags like Hardskin. I don't know if it's worked yet, but I'm waiting for someone to come back at me on it.
I might actually hit you up about those because I've decided I need to fill the gaps with like the 30 I'm missing.
Oh, brother, I got you. But I think they're probably the easiest ones to get.
Even better.
Okay.
Is there a What Tyler like discography box set or anything at this point?
There you go.
Yeah, we should get Relapse on it.
Yeah, just the guys for the job.
Yeah, everything can glow in the dark.
Yeah.
There was a great What Tyler story now when they were going to do the when Princess Diana died in '97. They were going to do the Candle in the Winds shaped picture disc of the crashed car. But
God bless them.
Sadly, I don't think anyone would press it. It would have been beautiful.
It says import. Yeah, you don't fucking say.
That's a great thing. It does,
That's punk.
it does take me back actually to that era.
Did you see him much back way back when? Or?
Times, yeah. Well, it's funny because Ben was in Factor on Acid, right?
Yeah,
they were a local band to me in my little village in the West Country of England, so I saw them a lot before Tyre. Yeah, I saw them a bunch like back in the early 90s, right? Like, yeah. Always a good time. Always a good time. Not a lot of songs were played, a lot of banter.
Yeah, I can imagine.
All right, Pat, what's your second pick?
I brought 3 new releases and
All right.
and two old records, and so I'm gonna do another new release here. This one just landed on my door like a couple days ago, and this is the new 7-inch by Nutrition.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
So this has a Josh story to it. This was recorded in 2017. Josh put out the tape on Neon Taste Records. He put out a 7-inch by Nutrition as well, but it's a different EP. And this is just pressed for the first time. Like I said, I bought it last week. It arrived on my doorstep this week. But most notably, I would say this is members of Bootlicker, members of Head Cheese.
Okay.
And this band, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, but this band basically stopped like as soon as Head Cheese started. I feel like this band, like Lewis was playing guitar and writing these songs, and as soon as he stopped doing Nutrition, he just turned and he started Head Cheese.
Yeah, like Andrew, who was the vocalist in Nutrition, was like the other kind of writer in that band, and he went to Montreal. But that record, and I don't know what's on that record yet. Is it all new stuff, or is it just the demo?
Oh, it's
stuff?
the tape that you put out in 2017.
So you actually have a part in that tape as well.
I was gonna say this. So
okay,
allow me
you
to
say
so if you go to the Discogs entry for Nutrition, it's Nutrition there. I think they're Nutrition 3 is what they are. And you look at the tape that this is. It says track 6 cuts off halfway through due to a mastering error. That was me. That was my fault. I was mastering it. At some point, I think Josh or Lewis asked me to just take a WAV file and cut it up into individual songs for like Bandcamp or whatever. And I guess I think what happened was I didn't actually listen to it. I just looked for the silences between songs. cut, and I guess I cut one of the songs in half, and I don't know where the other half went. Just got deleted or whatever. But it's here. You can hear both halves of track 6.
Some people shouldn't run a record label, and some people shouldn't be mastering engineers.
That's true.
One of us has continued to make that mistake.
I love that. Both halves of track 6.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But it's a cool record. That demo's awesome. It's very demented. It's kind of like I think people would probably like, maybe perhaps wrongly, like loop it in with like egg punk sort of stuff, but I think it's like more aggressive than that, and I think it's more kind of like based in like a more deranged hardcore side of like Dead Milkmen, like
it's not far off from Head Cheese, honestly.
It's not that far off from Head Cheese, but Head Cheese I think also could if Lumpy and the Dumpers is an egg punk band, then so is Head Cheese. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree with you on both parts of that sentence, where people might lump this in with Egg, but it doesn't belong there. I agree with both parts of that. The singer in this band, Andrew, he sounds like he's having a bad day on this record. Josh, you used the word demented. I think that's a apt word for especially his vocal styles on this record. It sounds like he's a mental patient. It doesn't come with an insert, but it should, because I don't know what he's saying. But
he doesn't know what he's saying either.
Got it. So the first release on a new record label called Plastic Roundy Discs is what it's called. You can see it down here. This is Lewis from Bootlicker and Slow Death Records and Massgrave and a million other bands and stuff. He basically runs a print shop at this point, and so the art is great. It's either, I would say it's probably silkscreen, might be like lithograph, but
he's silkscreened them all.
Yeah. Okay, it comes with like an obi strip with like no additional information on it, but there's like 20 different colorways that are all limited to like 5 copies or 10 copies or whatever it is.
That's a throwback to that band's the way they did all of their singles, because they were total dicks. They did singles for each track.
Who?
Nutrition, and it was like
true.
like singles for all of it. It's so gratuitous and awesome. And like just for a band from Kamloops that it's in 20 years someone is going to blow their brains out trying to find singles. I can't wait to read about it.
I recommend Nutrition.
Awesome.
It's good.
Nice. All right, Tom, you mentioned C86 in your last pick. When I heard this record, I was like, man, this record, it really must be like a precursor to C86.
Okay.
The name of the band and the title of the record it did cause havoc back in the day. And it's what they didn't realize, because they didn't have a time machine. They wouldn't know that it would cause even more confusion in the modern age with Discogs and things like the internet and stuff. So I can't show the cover of this record. It's kind of like an arty photograph, not in a Wat Tyler kind of a way, but in a different kind of a way. So I'll just show the back cover. But I'm talking about Various Artists is the name of the band.
Oh, okay.
And Solo Album is the name of the record.
Diabolical.
Various Artists is the name of the band. Various Artists, band name. Solo record, name of the record. Came out in 1981, self-released. They were based in Bristol. They had a track on that Avon Calling comp, which has like Ice Squad and the Glaxo Babies and a young Taff from Disorder in his first band, the Excerpts. This is absolutely like a precursor to like that C86, like jangle pop, like power pop. Every song is like a hit. Getting a little bit of sort of Squeeze and early Elvis Costello in here as well. And I was thinking, how could it be like this is like so much like that? And then I read that like two of the members went on to be in the Blue Aeroplanes, who were kind of a bigger band. I saw them a few times actually back then, but they were kind of a bigger band in that like first wave of like indie pop. Sarah Records, Subway Records, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Every song is like super catchy. It's like really well produced. This is a reissue on 1977 Records from Japan, who at one point kind of had them, not a monopoly, but they were like putting out all the best stuff. Like,
Tastemakers.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And I hadn't thought about 1977 Records for a while. And I was like, man, you know, the Fast Cars, the Mad, Incredible Kidder Band, Protex, they were putting all this stuff out. So, you know, they have good taste. So like they wouldn't put out a bad record. And so, you know, it's kind of a mark of how good this record is that 1977 like picked it up. But just, you know, and they had another band called The Art Objects, the two guys who have an album out on Heartbeat, which is Simon Edwards from Riot City Records, his kind of more independent. They were more like herky-jerky post-punk band. This is straight up like proto, like C86, jangle pop, indie pop. Amazing record.
I've heard of The Art Objects before, but I've never heard of this one. But it sounds really, really interesting.
Really, really good.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really great. I'm not even going to call it power pop, but it kind of is. But it really is more of that like jangle pop, indie pop. But like in 1981, before it had kind of been invented. Really great record. And I guess 1977 Records reissue is the kind of easiest one to get at this point. That's from 2001 though already. So that's like already 24 years ago. But
some of those 1977 reissues are pretty valuable now.
Oh, really?
Because it's been 20, 25 years for some of them.
Right. Yeah.
I think I've got the what's it called? Where the Birdman Fly. I'm spacing on it right now. Josh, help me out.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Is it a comp?
The Fun Things 7-inch.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
The 77 reissue that goes in Canadian, like I think it's like $80 or $100 or something.
I forget they did like so many like 7-inch singles as well, and it got me to thinking like how well done they were in an era when not every reissue is necessarily that well done. There's a lot of like old punk being like vomited out by like puke and vomit, which doesn't really seem to have a lot of care
for sure
into it. This really feels like it's had a lot of love and care poured into it. It kind of got me thinking like what a 1977 record's like doing right now.
Probably
I know with
a bunch of originals that they stacked back then.
Yeah, they did like so much of that like UK Power Pearls
Yes.
and like that kind of thing that kind of makes sense that they would do that LP. Although I don't really know them for doing LPs either, so that is interesting.
This is great. I mean, it's got
Yeah.
that thing where sometimes it sounds a little bit scarish, the way with the clean guitars, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you have that like kind of in a few tracks, but like overall it's just a really great, catchy
Cool.
indie pop jangle pop record from 1981. And it's funny, you look this up on Discogs and in big like uppercase letters it says, "Do not use this artist for compilations," like written in big letters. I mean, obviously they're having a laugh, right? But it's even funnier now, like in the future. Now it's funnier. It's even harder to.
Because I mean, they must have been just like thinking about it for like a catalog listing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Various
yeah.
artists. Solo albums.
It's really
Like,
funny.
it's
Various
just-
artists, solo album. It's just,
It would have been infuriating them. It's like, I'm not ordering this.
But it's
This is
even
a
worse
typo.
about it, right? It's hilarious. But yeah, great stuff. Really, really great stuff. So yeah.
I tracked down the 1977 guy at some point about 10
Oh,
years ago. Yeah, I reissued the Swedish power pop record, The Moderns, Year of Today.
Okay.
And it was a 77 pressing of that from before my time as well. And so I was like going back trying to find like the earliest digital, like the earliest copies of the songs I could. And so I tracked that guy down and I asked him, I'm like, do you have the masters? Do you know who has the masters? Do you know if they still exist? And his response was basically just like, I figured it out. You can too.
fair. And did you
fucking
you did
awesome.
figure it out, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, no, I got the best version I could, but no thanks to that guy. But yeah.
Can't really blame me. He had a really good thing going. I always thought like it must be someone connected with like Bass record store. It has that kind of feel.
Someone just dropped
Tony's here to the rescue. Nat Records or Bass Records. I always felt that it must be like someone from one of those like like Tokyo record stores. Maybe Tony's right name. Yeah, Nat Records or Bass is like Mangrove Records though. Maybe
Bass has like a power pop label as well, no, right? They did some issues.
Called Bass.
I think it's a different name.
Yeah. It could be one of those guys. I don't know, but yeah.
But I will say for 1977, like at one point in like the mid 2000s, a lot of those singles were getting distributed in the UK, like, and I bought so many of them blindly just because like after finding a couple, like you knew they were going to be great, and they were so nicely put together. And that was the first time I heard like the meanies. I think even like some American stuff like Cracked Actor over like the Nazi School single.
They did that too, right? Yeah.
And they did. I remember they did like some live LPs of like Victims from Australia and Protex maybe things like that. But yeah, killer label.
Yeah,
and
absolutely. It's kind of a mark of quality right there. You see 1977 records on it, you know it's going to be good, right?
They were so early too, like really early for that stuff. I remember like looking up, like because I was coming up mostly when Sing Sing was like kind of being like, "Yo, this is the shit that you need to find," and then like I would be like, "Oh, Sing Sing records, this stuff's all great," and you'd be like, "This was done by 1977. This was done by 1977. This one was done by 1977." Just like over and over and over and over again. And it was
right.
Like pretty amazed at just being like, "Oh, these are you're not first. These guys have been hitting it pretty hard."
Sing Sing definitely did a lot of that stuff first, but
for sure,
yeah, they shared a lot of catalog with 77.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the last like 20 years, maybe just by virtue of it being like within like the time frame in general, is like, you know, we were blessed with like some really great reissue labels, like Almost Ready, fully changed my shit. Like Sing Sing did, 1977 did.
Ugly Pop.
Yeah, Ugly Pop for sure. Yeah, a lot of that stuff. It's been. It was very eye-opening having those records available for $10 to $15 for a 7-inch, you know, and you could still just take a chance on it if you were like, oh, this is within the glorious 76 to 85 where you're you're safe.
right.
You know,
one time in that era, Almost Ready, he bought like 30 copies. The Moderns reissue that I mentioned, he got like 30 copies of that for disc or store or whatever, and he wanted to trade. and I was just like, "Can I have your last 30 releases? Just like one of each of your last 30 releases, just as like keeper copies." I still have them all. I just got like most of his discography in one fell swoop, and I'm like, even the stuff I didn't know became favorites. The stuff that was a favorite, I was stoked to get. It was a great trade.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I hope various artists will become various people's favorite.
I got the Discogs page open on my on my phone. So
all right. All right, Josh. What's your next pick? What you got?
My next pick is I was gonna pick a different one, but I'm gonna go with this one because I feel it's somewhat related in a roundabout kind of way. This is a record that I keep on going back to, and I decided I didn't pick anything for this thing until I got home, and I was just kind of like blasting through the YouTube at the shop, and I wanted to see if it was going to kind of like pique my interest, and this just came on randomly again. This is Beyond the Implode 11th Hour Breakdown 7-inch, which is a pretty infamously desirable DIY punk record from the UK. I believe a small town in the UK. I can't fully remember. They have 2 7-inches from the time. This is their second one. Are you guys familiar with these ones at all?
No.
Paco was after this one from me for a very long time, but I just couldn't help him with it because it's one of my favorite records. If I was going to describe it to anyone, I would say it's like bedroom post-punk with a guy that sounds quite a bit like Peter Murphy at times.
Interesting. Okay.
It's not as dramatic at all. It's much more lo-fi, whimsical, but like really smart. Like synth punk sort of stuff kind of like ekes in there a bit. They had a reissue of sorts on Silt Breeze a few years ago, before the singer had died, and it featured like a couple of different mixes, I believe, and a couple of songs that never made it onto recordings. There's a cassette as well that they did, but I believe that cassette was like a bootleg. I don't think it was a proper release from the time, even though it was kind of cited as being so. Unfortunately, he passed away, the singer, and his wife, who now kind of controls the catalog, has been very not allowed ever to do anything with it ever again.
Okay.
Which is a real bummer, because I think that as an archive project, having both of those 7-inches on an LP would be a knock it out of the park. UK DIY archival. And there's not much to it. I mean, I don't think the band played more than 3 or 4 shows. It was just a bedroom project essentially, but definitely one of the better records. Like as far as like true, like there's like that kind of like there's like the list of like the UK DIY sort of stuff, and all of it's really good, but some of it is just like, we're crazy and we're gonna do crazy stuff, and it's just gonna sound like an absolute like train wreck of glorious noise. And I love that stuff. This is not it. This is like very cool, fine-tuned, excellent post-punk that, like, if maybe was given a chance to if Beggar's Banquet had been like, here's $100,000 and a studio for 2 months, I think that they could have come up with something like incredible, but sometimes those are not the way the stories are wrote. So I think that their stuff is fantastic. I think it's well worth tracking down. And unfortunately, I don't think it's ever going to get reissued properly. Although I'm so tempted to do something bad. Because I think it's super worthwhile, and the fact that like not all 4 of you guys are aware of it is like,
sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm intrigued.
Tickles me a little more.
I also want to know the name of the small town where they're from as well. I want to know that.
I could tell you were waiting for that. I could see.
Is it south? Is it the Midlands? Is it north?
I mean,
I looked it up. It's called
Runcorn.
Runcorn. It says it's near Liverpool.
Isn't Runcorn near Liverpool? Yes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it says. Runcorn near Liverpool.
Okay.
That's probably a Beatles side doctor or something.
Josh, I am aware of this. However, is via you when you got. I think it's not that one, but their other 7-inch was the first one you got. I remember.
Yeah,
back
I
in,
got both of these.
You were
out of Vancouver
for like weeks after you got that record. That's what introduced me to it. But yeah,
I was flying high on those ones for sure. I got both of those, not online, but from another wild collector in Vancouver.
Cool.
I forget what I gave up for that, but it was heavy. It might have been a Comus First Utterance.
What?
Original. A lovely record. One of the records that I do regret actually getting rid of.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm doing fine.
There you go. Nice. All right, Tom. What's your next?
Okay, it's kind of funny that you just mentioned that. I'm not going to pull out Beyond the Implode, but with Silk Breeze and everything mentioned, like so my favorite record of last year, hands down, was this guy, the Poppy Wipes LP. But this is not the record I'm going to talk about.
Really?
But,
no.
There's a reason why.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, so I ended up like playing this like so much towards the end of last year, and I was looking at the like official like label write-up that Silk Breeze did for it, and it compared it to another band, who I hadn't heard before.
Okay.
But I've seen the name around a fair bit, but always had it modeled up with like a US emo band basically, and it's this band called the Shadow Ring.
Okay.
Who I think were from Kent in the UK, and in the mid-90s, and it's the first time I put it on, it was very much like a what the fuck am I listening to kind of record. Like it's I think I could be wrong here, but from what I can gather, it's like one drum, two very out of tune guitars, and which aren't playing in unison, and someone's talking like very in a very sort of English, like slightly posh, slightly above its extremely bored like accent about
I can totally picture that. I can totally picture that.
about seemingly two subjects. One like the water, like the water or the canal by his house, and how fish are coming up for the plug holes. But mainly it seems to be more about living in a communal flat in
Kent.
In Kent. I believe it's even the one on this front cover here where you can see there's 3 photographs of people standing in the top windows.
Mate.
But there's a couple of songs where it's like now for once I can open the windows without complaint, and you know, like real deep stuff. But the first time I heard it before I bought this record, like I listened to it online, and I kind of had it on in the background, and it's about 40 minutes long, and I felt compelled, like as soon as it finished, to start it again, which very rarely happens.
Wow.
And I think I listened to it for like 3 times straight, and there's something really hypnotic about it, especially for like how minimal it is, and it should in theory be really fucking annoying, and it kind of is.
Okay.
But that's almost the beauty and the charm of it. Like I know one of the people in here is people involved. His name's Graham Lamkin. I think he's quite like in the years since has become like quite a respectable like artist or avant-garde person. Honestly, I don't know too much about that. I'm not going to pretend I do. But yeah, this record's really good, and it got reissued. It was only ever on CD on Silk Breeze,
okay.
but but it just got pressed to vinyl for the first time on a label called Blank Forms, and apparently I think it's their 4th record, and the rest will be done as well.
Wow.
But it's also kind of interesting to see it because it seems like honestly, I think this record's kind of highly regarded, but it's not something I'm personally clued in on. But it's interesting. It's interesting to see it come out. It's like tip-on sleeve, like super like deluxe, and the hype stick on it is like it's like one of the Guardian's 100 most strangest records on Spotify, or something like
That's
that.
so fucking embarrassing.
There's the clincher.
I mean, it sold me, but but yeah, this was like a pretty random pick for me. But I've played it more in the last 2 weeks since I heard it for the first time, and I have a lot of records recently, and yeah, it's recommended.
Beautiful. Sounds amazing.
I
That
mean,
does sound wild.
Yeah.
it's a thing. But yeah, I got a lot out of it. So
I'm glad you showed that for 2 reasons. One because you did, and another one, it shows a pick that was kind of afraid of showing. I'm not afraid of showing it anymore. After you've done that, this is going to be a walk in the park now for me. But it kind of ties in actually. There's some similarities. I think maybe we'll get to it. All right.
okay, I'm very curious.
All right, Pat, what's your next pick?
Yeah, just quick here, Tom. You said that it's got 1 drum on that record. Which drum is it?
It
Suitcase.
could be.
He doesn't know.
The chances of it being a real drum
Yeah,
are fairly slim.
got it. All right, cool.
It could be a table.
Okay. What kind of table?
And there's a big difference between like my record only has a snare drum versus my record only has a floor tom.
Yeah.
Different records.
Oh, I play the oak.
True.
So for my next pick, I'm going to show one of the old records that I brought. But it was already mentioned. Liverpool was mentioned and Sing Sing was mentioned. So this is perfect.
Nice.
I pulled out this record by a band called Rockin Horse from Liverpool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Sing Sing did a reissue of this in the 2010s, maybe 2012-ish or whatever. But this is the Phillips pressing from 1971. This is like an early record that I threw down hard on eBay. And it was much cheaper then than it is now. But Sing Sing introduced me to this first. It's like it's too early to call it power pop, although there's moments on this record that are like certainly like early 70s power pop, but it's also like it's got Beatles worship to it, which is not nobody's favorite thing to hear, but they're really good at it.
Huh?
If you look into like the roster, the members, these guys were in other like Mersey beat bands around Liverpool in the late 60s. And then Jimmy Campbell's kind of the main guy, and he had like a kind of more folky solo career as well. But this record has like something super special to it, if you ask me. Biggest Gossip in Town is the first song, probably the closest thing to a hit on here. But Julian the Hooligan is killer. There's tons of songs on this record that are incredible. To me, this like I would file under early power pop, but it's tenuous. It's like calling there's Big Star to it, there's Badfinger to it. There's a lot more than just
okay.
yeah.
That's power pop. I don't think power pop has a lineage that starts any like time in like the later 70s. I think it's a 70s.
Oh no, it doesn't start then. It like with the Raspberries and stuff in the earlier part of the 70s.
Right.
Mind for me. But I would take Rockin Horse over any of those bands any day. There's another reissue on this one. I think it came out
over Badfinger.
I mean, yeah, I would. I would take this over any of the Badfinger records. Yeah, probably not Big Star, but Badfinger. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. Killer one if you haven't heard it, but Sing Sing introduced it to me, and we were talking about labels that you see the label and you buy the record, and for me that was Sing Sing in the 2010s, and that's how I found one of these.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing. I love Badfinger and the Raspberry. So
check it out. It's like it's a good like morning record, but it's also a good like I mean it's a good morning record in that you might be up early or you might still be awake. It kind of works in both.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers. This has got some great. I'm having a good time. All right, this is the pick that I've been having sleepless nights this week about. Sean, I'm just kidding. But I've talked about this guy in this band a couple of times recently. It's Friction. It's the name of the band, like first wave Japanese punk band who I love. So I've been like digging deeper into like members like solo stuff. And Chico Hige was the drummer. He played more than one drum. But maybe not on this record. I don't know. We'll get to it. But he plays sax too. This is from let's get to it. This is from 1982. It's basically Chico Hige, the drummer of Friction. It's technically like his first solo album. It's a 10-inch, so I don't know if it counts. But I mean, you know, this guy played in the Contortions. He lived in New York. He played in the Contortions. He'd done a lot before he even like started Friction. This was recorded on a cassette recorder, which blows my mind because it's like 1982 Japan. It's the bubble economy. There's all this like money going around, and I think it was definitely a decision. It's like, fuck this, we're just going to record this on a cassette recorder. So it's Chico Hige playing this like repetitive, very quite simple like drum beats. He's honking on the sax. Sometimes he kind of talks into the microphone, but it's a super like DIY, like lo-fi recording. And it's kind of like, it almost could have been a free jazz record, except they have this bass player called Kumi, who was in this amazing band called Boys Boys. I don't know if anyone's familiar with, but Boys Boys were an all-women band who had like one 7-inch, which is kind of a collector's sort of, not holy grail, but it's like a really early, like first wave Japanese punk record. And it's like 2 songs, like both songs are like 90 seconds long. But anyway, she plays bass on this. And I think it's like her bass playing that really kind of transforms this record from like what could have been like a really experimental, like free jazz record into like more of a post-punk record. Her like repetitive, like pulsating bass lines. It's amazing. I know one side kind of sounds like Ornette Coleman doing a post-punk record, and the other side sounds like the Art Ensemble of Chicago doing a post-punk record, if that means anything. Like the B-sides, like lots of like small instruments, like little like cymbals and you know that kind of stuff, like really tiny instruments and like just repetition, and it's really hypnotic. And I think like the lo-fi recording like helps. It was a really smart decision. It kind of gives it this like real weird, like weird kind of dusty kind of vibe to it. But yeah.
So was it 2 guys from Friction that were in Contortions and then moved to Japan?
Confusing on Discord because I think I still haven't figured it out, but I know for sure that this guy was definitely in the Contortions.
Okay, so I was talking to embarrassing Flex author.
Okay.
I forget what his name is. That's
German dude.
Yeah, that's right. And he because I was telling him, was like, I'd love to get some recommendations on early Japanese punk stuff that's not hardcore and not no wave, but is like the other stuff that I know must exist, but I can't seem to like find a standpoint for it. Because like when you do hear it, it's like the Anarchy records or something like that, where you're just kind of like, this is that, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for, you know?
Yep. Gotcha.
And I think that like he said that the problem was that like that's just not what Japan was, because it was those 2 guys. He mentioned 2 people that were in Contortions that went over and started Friction and basically brought punk from New York, but from the no wave scene into Japan, and then hardcore came over afterwards. So they kind of skipped on this like this like middle part or this earlier part. Which is just super interesting to me.
Is that Josh? Is that like that Tokyo New Wave comp, which is so wrongly named? All the bands on that comp sound like punk as fuck.
Okay,
like you know, Clash or Pistols influence, but like the recorded live. But yeah, it's a really interesting point. Like the early days of the Japanese punk scene is really fascinating. And I think you're right. These guys do have a lot to say. Have a lot of say in what in what direction that it went.
Right. It would just always kind of wigged me out with Japan because I was like, you have no rock and roll, then you have fucking no wave craziness, and then you have obscene hardcore.
Yeah,
which was just like, what the fuck happened here? It's just like such a different evolution from everywhere else.
Yeah,
it's like a completely different trajectory, which I always found fascinating.
And also, like, the Stranglers were early visitors to Japan too.
Oh,
and they kind of hooked up with Friction, another band called ARB. So the Stranglers were kind of a big influence, but you don't really hear it that much.
Right.
There's some really super early like gothic stuff as well from Japan, right? 80, 81.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
But yeah, this is like not. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. This is definitely like a no wave record, absolutely. But
that's interesting. I'd like to hear it. Yeah.
It's. I mean, you got to like what I've just described. You know, a bit of sax and like lo-fi recording. But I love this guy and I love this band. I'm just really interested in like the history of the evolution of the Japanese punk scene.
It's just and stuff like that too. Like if I were to see that in a record store, I would be like,
oh yeah, it's a 10-inch.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm not going to look at it twice.
But you might do. If you like, it's on Telegraph Records, which were a very important label. So if you got familiar with Telegraph Records, and they put out a lot of like, kind of like avant-garde, experimental, kind of indie, like pre-punk or post-punk stuff. But that's going to be my last pick. But it's my fourth pick, and my last pick also ties into our conversation. But we'll get to that. In the last.
You mentioned with Friction, some members were in. Did you say some members were in Contortions and then came to America and started Friction, or
yes,
no, yes,
that's how I understand it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. They're older guys. They're like almost in their 70s now. So they were like, he was living in New York. I mean, he was also like an experimental band in the 70s too, even before the Contortions, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Diawan is a uniquely early Japanese band, but not even anyone that I know in Osaka had ever heard of them. It was like a real like bedroom project that only people started.
When those reissues dropped, was it 2 years ago? I was like, this is next level. My girlfriend had already known about it, but I was like, this is fucking incredible stuff. Patrick, you should check out that Diawan stuff.
Yeah, General Speech put out two full records of like just this absolutely insane like bedroom punk.
Like I think you'll like it. I don't know that you'll love it.
I described it as like, it was like if Michiro Endo from the Starlin had been like 13 years old in his bedroom, that would be like his, like, it would be like the roots of like what he had like in mind for the Starlin like later on or something like that.
It's like it's Casio keyboard bedroom punk for sure. That is like I'm in like incredible. And cover, like their cover songs are especially just like, you're like, is this, it is what the,
right?
Really?
It's an interesting start.
The band photos that are on their Discogs entry, there's two old film photos that are scanned and put up there. They look cool as hell in both of those photos.
No, I mean, that's a whole scene. Like I said, I'm in Osaka, but like of course I'm hanging out with like people like Frampton and Warhead. Of course they'd never heard of that band.
Right.
Cool.
I only have one of those one of the two LPs with those days, but I'm really curious about their version of like the miniatures comp, where like
that's that one too. Yeah.
Where they made, from what I read, like they couldn't find enough bands to do it, so they made up like 30 fake bands and just recorded them all as one or something.
And there's also like Vanity Records too, which is another Osaka label, which is like a massive treasure trove of like bedroom punk and experimental music and all sorts of crazy stuff that like me as like a hardcore punk did not know anything about until like recently, you know, like didn't know anything about that stuff at all. So it's pretty cool. All right. Josh, it's your turn next. No, whose turn is it next? Josh, yeah.
All right. We saw a glimpse of it, but
there's the reason. Okay.
This is also one of my favorite records of last year. I have an obvious bias in this one, in that my girlfriend is one of the members.
Okay.
I have the distinct pleasure of being able to watch them craft and weave completely ridiculous tracks on the kitchen table with some synths and some bips and boops and bass lines and guitars plugged directly into the mixing board, and then mutter some stuff over top of it into the mixing board. And I think it's really great. And this record was a bit of an evolution from the last one. The last one was like far more experimental. This one is still in that pocket, but a bit more realized. Some more like there's actual drums on some tracks. The songs are a little more kind of like panned out and like formed, but it is like an experimental DIY punk record that I think is extremely difficult to be able to try and like replicate something like this. Like it's super catchy. The hooks are like directly in your mind. It's also super discordant at points where you're like, what the fuck are you doing? It's really, really like a magnificent listen over and over and over again. And I know that I'm not the only one, because I was a lot of people were psyched about it this year. And I cannot recommend it enough. They even do like a cover of "Do You Want to Touch My Safety Pin" on it, which is like a classic old fake punk single that they recently did for like a WFMU session. They're one of the funnest live bands I've seen in a really long time. I can gush all over it, and and you can take me at my word. I promise you, it's like bias completely aside. This band is
well. Tom had it in his top 10 of the year, so right? Tom, you had it in your top 10
Yeah,
of 25.
Yeah. Like the one thing I really like about it as well is like it's just like it's got so much personality, and that's really, really infectious, and it pulls you in. But like the songwriting is genuinely there as well, and it's as like weird and like rudimentary it can be at times. Like it's still got the earworms, and it really pulls you in. Like actually, what song is it? I could check right here. The Unabomber used to come and dance at events, like that one, and also like round and round. Like they're so catchy. Like you actually find yourself almost singing along at times, which for a record which should be like as difficult as it is, it shouldn't pull you in as much, but it totally does. And
it's got a haunting effect on your thing. You're like, I don't know why this is sitting as strong as it is. They're a very special band, and I think that like the other record is also worth grabbing. The one that I think is going to be really difficult to track down is going to be their lathe cut that came out before this on a label in New Zealand, just to make it extra difficult. But like it's a very special band, and
Josh, they were on the Total Punk 7-inch series that they did last year, right?
They were, they did the a 2-track. That's also really good too, and like is actually like their most kind of like straightforward punk stuff. Like
that's how I found out about them.
Yeah. Like way more kind of like that's like a straight up like kind of garage punk band on that recording. The cool thing too is like seeing the band live and on record is very, very different. They'll have like the most like experimental like kind of like synth track where they're muttering something over top of it, and then you'll like see them live and you're like, I know that melody, that's that song. But it's like it's a full rock band like playing through it, and you're like, holy fuck, there's like this like evil twin with drums that like all of a sudden kind of takes the band into like a totally different direction.
They are really
special.
Ariel
I've
is
got to get this record. Do you think it's available in Japan? I'll check it out later.
It's on Silk Breeze, so I think some labels will definitely have it available.
Union might have got it in. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out later. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
But Ariel was in my partner in the band was also in that band Janitor Scum on Lumpy, and she had records on Hozak with this band called the Shrapnels, and a band from Calgary that I have been trying to get to record an LP for 3 years called Hairnet. That is like honestly one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. That it pains my soul that there wasn't a record that came out. And I keep on offering all members $500 each to finish the recording, but they still won't take me up on it.
Offer, man.
I just want one copy. Very, very special band. So,
Nice. I'm intrigued. I can't wait to check this out. I'm really excited to check it out.
It's a really neat record. I think it's a good sit through record too. Like, you know, it's not like a thing I think you can like throw on the single and be like, okay, I got it. It's like, no,
It's definitely an LP.
Right,
for
right.
sure.
That's
Yeah.
good. All right, Tom.
Okay, so going back down in size now to a 7-inch, and this is well, this is one of the Australian things that's come out in the last couple of years, and honestly, I don't have a crazy amount to say about it, apart from like the songwriting is really strong. It's TV Repairman. Like there was an LP on Total Punk a couple of years ago, which I checked out. I think just kind of like for the hell of it, and was surprised just how good it was, because it was at the time as for like a lot of like bedroom recording stuff was like just everywhere, and it's like every other thing was like a one-man band, which there was a lot of good stuff out there, but it was almost a bit too much at times, and you didn't really know how to navigate it. But like this stuff, it really felt like there was like proper like songwriting in there. And this is, I guess, the follow-up. I think there's been like the odd thing here and there since, and it's quite funny because this was a tour single for like a US tour that just happened like a few months ago. I was in America for like 3 days, and they were playing like New York, where I was at, 2 hours after I was flying back. So it was like, oh, wicked. And I saw they had this tour single, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and find one somehow. And a couple months later, Harry from the band Uranium Club, who I put the records out for, was was coming through Toronto with a solo thing, and the person who was driving him ran the label that released this single. So at the show, I was like, oh, do you have any of those TV Repairman singles on you by any chance? And it was the most like cagey, under the table like transaction. like it almost felt like I was like, hey, do you have any RAC or anything spicy or something like that? Because he was like, it's like, I might have like 5 singles here, but like I don't know if I can sell it to you.
wow.
I was like, okay. If not, it's fine. But like,
How about you give me one for putting out your last 3 LPs?
Oh no, it wasn't him. It was the person driving.
Oh, okay.
But and even he was like, oh yeah. I think Tom wants a single. I was like, oh yeah. If you got one, cool. If not, no worries. But you know, if you have one, you want to sell it, I want to buy it. And you'd think it'd just be like a thing, but it really wasn't. It ended up being like this 15-minute conversation.
Oh, it was like hard to sell records these days. Why are you making it even like harder and stuff?
It was bizarre. But long story short, like he was like, I guess I can sell you one, but you can't tell anyone. I was like,
a lot of people now.
But and it was also like it was $20, but like. But either way, I got this single, and the A side is cool, but the B side, Bad News, is it's one of those 45s like you can put on the same song, and you just keep going back to the turntable every 2 minutes just to put the needle back to the beginning.
Workout.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as tone as I could be, so I need some exercise. So it's all good, but. Just to confuse things even more, and I'm not sure if this was part of the reticence, like when I was trying to buy it, and my cat is going mental in the background, so forgive me for the noise. But I then saw like there's a second version of a single as well on Goner Records, which seemed to come out at exactly the same time, but was quick. It seemed to be withdrawn because it was like a bad pressing or something. I don't know the ins and outs, so I could be getting this very wrong. But it seems like there was two concurrent versions. So I'm not sure if this was supposed to be like an Australian press or like just a tour only version. But either way, like it's getting a wide release now in Ghana, and it's well worth seeking out. And it's cool, but like this has like the standard like sort of pocket sleeve and stuff, and like the Ghana version has like the traditional Ghana sleeve with like the totally like flimsy cover and like which is like risograph and something. So I almost kind of want that one now, but but either way, I have the records and it's really good and it's getting released widely soon and it's well worth your time for the B-side. It's killer.
Sick.
The guy behind that band, his name's Ishka. I believe it's called Ishka. He plays in honestly most of the Australian sort of like bedroom style egg type punk bands. He does his time in GT. He does Research Reactor. He plays with Research Reactor Corp. I think he does most of the instrumentation behind it. If you check out his Discogs page and you look at like members of, it's long. He's in a lot of bands. He knows what he's doing and he knows how to craft like a song with a killer breakthrough hook.
He's not the Alien Nose Job guy though, right?
No,
that's someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of those guys about in Australia.
Yeah.
Good songwriters.
Yeah.
All right.
That's me.
Yeah. What you got?
So I mean, speaking of like lo-fi keyboardy type stuff, this isn't new. This is an old record, but I pulled this one out the other day. This is the Scabs, Amory Building's the A-side. I think it's just called like self-titled EP, but I always refer to it as building the A1 track there. This is a British record from 1979. The reason I connected to Tom's Australian record is just like the keyboards, or in fact, Josh mentioned Casio keyboards earlier. I would bet my life on the fact that these are Casios on this record, but super kind of like overdriven, catchy keyboard line throughout most of the A side, kind of like inept punk, I would say, but like with an ear for melody a little bit. You couldn't hide the fact that they're British on this record. Like you can hear the accent. You can hear it. And for any sort of design nerds, it's got like this envelope sleeve, which opens up like kind of envelope style. A big square sleeve that folds into a pocket. It's like a really clever thing. They fell down here, but there's a couple photos that come with it as well. This is like an all-time favorite. I come back to this record like every time I DJ, which isn't very often, but this record comes with me every time because I fucking
Wow.
That's a 10 out of 10 EP. Like there's lots of like those like UK DIY singles where maybe you get like one banger, on it. But like every track on that 7 is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, the two on the A are like scorchers.
Yeah.
And the two on the B are like maybe a little more slow burn.
Okay.
But I listened to this.
It sits strong. Like it's like both sides get play every time for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in the chat here, somebody mentioned that Class cover.
Yes, Rachel did. Yep.
On the last record that came out, Class covered Amory Building on here.
Yeah, it's a good cover actually.
Yeah,
like
I
find it tricky when like a modern band is covering like a song that I really love, but I'm like,
well, you know who else?
That's good, and it fits that record perfect. It's awesome.
Yeah, you know who else covered this band was Strange Attractor. They do a version of "Leave Me Alone."
Oh, really?
Oh, nice.
Also, like a perfect fit as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There's an earlier pressing of this one, which is like blue and black. This is the second press, which is red and black. I would love to get first, like a legit first, but this is the only one I've ever seen for sale, so I bought it. Yeah.
We met him in Birmingham, or I met him in Birmingham. You met him earlier, but I think I met him was it Birmingham?
No, it wasn't Birmingham. It was Bristol.
Bristol. What do I know? Man? Look, it's not going to get any
Same
better.
thing.
So he's referring to the singer James. This guy here, he's a total character. I love James very much. I about 10 years ago. So I actually did a reissue of this record on a label I used to do, Hosehead.
Cool.
And it's also been reissued by
Soul Jazz.
Soul Jazz. Thank you very much.
Unauthorized.
Potentially.
Okay, as a standalone or on a compilation LP?
They were on a comp LP. They were on one of those Soul Jazz comps. Like, yeah,
Okay.
the UK one.
Okay.
And then they also did the 7-inch reissue, I think, with the same sleeve for
wow.
for a
Okay.
box set as well.
Okay.
But the singer James came out to a Chain Whip show in Bristol last year or 2 years ago, and he had a great time. And he told me 90 times.
He brought it his daughter and his daughter's husband,
Yeah.
and said things faster in a thicker British accent that I've ever heard before in my life.
Bristol is a
And
tough
I
one.
was-
Even I can't.
I was
stand it.
like, I think he likes me.
Yeah, no. I think they were from Exeter at the time.
Oh God, that's even like stronger than Bristol.
Yeah. When I met him, it was in Gloucester, and then when
Oh God, Gloucester. You got Exeter, like Gloucester, Bristol. Jesus.
so the label here is called Clubland,
Okay.
which is, I had to look this up. It's the house label of the recording studio that they
Okay.
book studio time. I think they won studio time as part of like a Battle of the Bands type situation.
Okay.
And so I believe, and so they recorded it at Clubland Studios, and they put it out on like the house label.
Cool.
So there's other records on Clubland, and they don't sound anything like this. Like they're just
Okay.
local bands that also bought the package deal that included them.
Man, God bless Battle of the Bands judges that are like Casio forward, 1970s punk bands. Let's help them out.
Yeah, they needed it.
You know what? Like, just that band Class. I knew that they knew what's up, and like the fact that they covered a song. Off
Yeah,
that,
so Class, obviously members of Rick and the Pigs,
Mm-mm.
and Josh used to be in a band called Night People, and
Yes.
one of the very last Rick and the Pigs shows. Although I did see that they're playing the Total Punk Retreat coming up.
I think it was the last Rick and the Pigs show.
I don't blame them. They played a show in Vancouver with Night People, and I was there, as were about 4 other people. They played. I thought they were incredible. I bought the record. I bought everything they had or whatever. And they got the hell out of there as fast as they could. And I remember Josh hit them up afterwards being like, please come back. I'll give you a guarantee. I'll actually promote the show. We'll make it good. And they were just like, no.
They're amazing. Like, they just kind of seem to come out of nowhere. To me, they kind of came out of nowhere. It's like, man, these guys fucking know like what's up. This is fucking amazing, man.
Yeah. Class and Rick and the Pigs.
Yes.
Those Rick and the Pigs records, they really blew me away. And like live, I think that band was like fucking excellent. So good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Very special band. Wish I could have got that redemption show, but we'll have to wait.
All right, last round. Yeah, we talked about like first wave Japanese punk, and Josh, you did mention like rock and roll, right? Like all that rock and roll stuff, like Anarchy. I've been getting into that stuff. I mean, I was already into Anarchy since a long time ago, but like, I don't know if any of you guys have seen like Burst City, you know, the classic cyberpunk movie with the Stalin in it. There's loads of clips on YouTube. YouTube has all the best clips, like with the Stalin. And all the
I've seen those clips, but never the film.
Actually, me neither. I've got like the compilation album, like the Burst City. I've never seen the movie, but you know, this band were in like Burst City in a fictional punk band called fucking Jesus Christ, the Battle Rockers. And I've talked about this band once already, but I want to talk about them again. A different record. I've been so into this band recently. I'm talking about this band called the Roosters, and they were from Hakata, Fukuoka, like down south. They were part of this movement called Mentai Rock, which is all this like rock and roll stuff. So they put out 3 albums between 81 and 83. Or this like, it really is really first wave of Japanese punk, but it's rock and roll. It's pub rock, actually. It's really what it is. It's like rock and, you know, Chuck Berry riffs, rockabilly, a lot of covers. But I love those records. And like 3 albums, 81 to 83. And then, 80 to 81. Then there's a 2-year gap. They didn't put anything out. They come back with this record called This, with this amazing like photography on the cover. And I don't know what happened, but like actually we kind of figured it out. Actually, what happened? They kind of came back, a complete 180, 360 degree turn in their sound. They've been listening to Echo and the Bunnymen. That's what happened. I figured it out. And
like Ceremony.
Yeah, they could band that. You know, it's cool. It's like, you know, like what it's like really fucking dark and morose. You know, like all the songs are like sad song. She made me cry. She broke my heart's edge. And it's just like the complete opposite of what they did before. I don't know what happened. Apart from listening to Echo and the Bunnymen, maybe like someone had a really, really, really like bad breakup in like 1982, and like they're like, fuck this rock and roll. We want to do like this kind of dark neo-psych, like post-punk stuff. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Like a lot of like Japanese like rock music, for give it whatever you want to call it, is a little goofy to me often. There's like some comedic element, or like the songwriting like isn't that great. Like they've got all the correct sounds, but like I don't know, the songwriting isn't always there in some of these like rock bands or indie bands. Not the case with this band. This is a like stone cold classic that could like sit alongside like the Psychedelic Furs or Echo and the Bunnymen. It's fucking phenomenal, and it's my most surprising like new find to me record of like the last year or 2 years. It's absolutely incredible. There's something kind of cool in every song, like a little snaky like surf guitar riff, or like a haunting like synth line on. I know it has a real like, it's something. This record is special, and it's kind of, yeah, I don't know. I know what's going on in this town and with these guys, but that made them do this complete turnaround. But I can't recommend this record enough, and everyone I've recommended it to in the last like month has been, man, this actually really took me by surprise, because like, you know, a lot of the Japanese stuff from this era, indie rock, is hit or miss, but this is an absolute hit.
The band is called Dis.
Dis. I love the name of the record too. Dis, just like in like, you know, like
that's
like
punk, baby.
It's punk. You know, it's got, you know, that like in the fucking the photography is amazing. It's just like it's the perfect like post punk neo psych record that is like world class. Yeah, amazing. And I have talked about this band once before, but I've got to hammer the point home and show them again, because
I appreciate it, because I haven't watched 149 other episodes.
Of course, right? This is exactly the way I think about this too. And I actually just did a standalone video about this whole scene.
Oh, cool.
Myself. Yeah, which I talked about it again in that video. But yeah, absolutely incredible. Roosters, Dis, Columbia Records, major label, 1983, fucking amazing.
Cool.
I don't know if this is easy to find. It's probably on Discogs. I don't know what's going on Discogs with this record, but
I love how.
Would that be like a cheap record to find in Japan?
Yes,
or?
That's what I always say. It's like, if you're in Japan, this is one you can get for like 1,000 yen, maybe 700 yen. I mean, I have a beta copy without Obi, and it's like, fuck, I should just like paid the extra like 1,000 yen and got the Obi.
Right.
But now I'm gonna upgrade this, because it's that good. I'm gonna upgrade my copy. So. Yeah.
You've heard of Discharge and Dysphere and all and 1,000 other dis bands.
Yes. Check out this. The name of the band is the Roosters. It's the name of the band.
Okay, sorry.
Maybe I didn't say that. It's the Roosters. It's the name of the band, and this is the title.
Not to be confused with DYS.
Sure.
I would like to see Dave Smalley under a waterfall, though.
I would. That would be something. Wouldn't it?
Okay, see, I'm getting some. See, James, like, yeah, this is better than anything the Psychedelic Furs or the did. Those are not fight.
Well, I mean, that's strong. That's strong talk. I don't know, but I'm curious to hear it.
I mean, I haven't found anyone yet who's been like, no. I mean, everyone's like, fuck yeah, this is.
I'm a big Bunnyman. Big Bunnyman guy.
Right, the Roosters is the name of the band. If I didn't say it already, the Roosters. The Roosters. It's okay. So the Roosters, the name of the band suited them when they were a rock and roll band. It doesn't suit them when they're like a neo psych post punk band. But they did put a Z on. They took the S off and put a Z, but not on this record. Like 2 records later, they're like, yeah, we probably shouldn't be called the Roosters with an S anymore.
That changes everything.
How new wave?
Right. All right, Josh, what's your last pick?
All right, last one. Going back to, I guess, what you were talking about with the various artists, 7-inch. Similar, also kind of similar to the Beyond the Implode record that I was talking about, is another pickup of last year that when I was about a bit deeper into a bottle than I am right now, I got on Discogs and just made it happen. And I've been meaning to make it happen for a long time, and one came up, and it was the right price for how drunk I was.
Yeah.
So I hit it, and it's the Spunky Onions. Ariel's trying to show our cat. What are you doing? Spunky Onions. How I Lost My Virginity. 7-inch on Temple Beat Records.
How you lost your virginity to your hand.
Well, she goes back to her room.
What's up, Ariel?
Hey, Ariel.
We talked about your record already. Go away. This is the classic DIY job, just like very whatever. You might look at it and think it's a split. It's not. It's the same band. My Swedish friends said that they couldn't decide what band name to choose, so they went with a split on the record. So one side is Ghetto Berries, and one side is Spunky Onions.
They went with the 2 best names.
Yeah. Like, all right, guys. Good choice. You chose 2 bad ones.
That was 3 bad choices, actually.
Yeah. I really like the minimal artwork on this, like the blood dripping down. I guess, I don't know, jam, I guess. Ghetto Bear, I have no idea. Spunk, I don't know. And then like the gun on the other side with the blood. Oh, it's all backwards. The blood pool. It's very cool. Minimal sleeve. Like the typesetting's like really neat. It's like exactly the kind of thing that I would look for whenever I'm hunting for records wherever I am to buy on any kind of whim. But Secret was out on this one, unfortunately, and I had to spend more money than I wanted to on it. Although I love that track. I don't remember the first time I heard it. I think it was probably when I was going through the DIY list. What's his name?
Kugelberg.
Yes. The Kubert DIY list of like 100 best DIY records, which is like, if anybody hasn't and they're watching this, and you probably already have, but if you haven't, that is a month-long homework session that will pay you back in gold as far as musical shit.
That was actually one of my
autumn
winter projects.
Sorry, what's that, Tom?
That was actually one of my autumn winter projects just gone.
Yeah,
I now really need the versatile Newt single. But
there you go.
But guess what? I'll probably never get it. It's fine.
There's a lot of that on that list, but there's also a lot of stuff on the list that's like, oh yeah, that's right there.
For sure,
so
definitely.
It's like it's super worthwhile. But this one was kind of like, you probably could have turned into a power pop track, but they didn't. They kind of like stuck into like that like Sarah Records like indie pop.
Okay.
Like it's quite quiet.
Okay.
Very chill, soft vocals kind of thing,
Nice.
and it's really infectious.
Cool. Okay.
And like the guitar line and bass line, like it's immediately hooked in. You're like,
Wow.
oh, this is great. And the lyrics are really good. It's like just this whimsical, kind of like nostalgic love song about like growing up and having sex. And I love it. I think it's really special. It sounds like youth. I don't know. It's very, very special record to me. So I was really happy to That was me and my girlfriend sitting around the kitchen table being like, what about this record? And I just like, it's happening now. Went in, forgot about it completely, and then was thrilled 2 weeks later. So that's my last one.
Beautiful. Thanks, Josh. Amazing. Okay. All right, Tom, what's your last one?
Okay, so this one has a little bit of a story behind it, which mainly makes me look very stupid.
Good.
It's what I try and go for here. But okay, so I feel probably a few of us have a kind of similar stories. Like you get into stuff quite a young age, and a lot of your tastes get dictated by like what gets handed to you, or like someone's like, listen to this, don't listen to this, and so on and so forth.
Right.
So 12 or 13 years old, I was starting to get into metal. And people were like, I was really liking Iron Maiden and stuff like that. And the band that I'll show eventually, people were like, oh yeah, no, that one's too evil. And you really got to prepare yourself for this one. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I can handle this yet. So I'm gonna stay in my lane, listen to like this. Oh, here's a Slayer record. Okay, I'm sure I can listen to like this, but I've got to be careful with warts I'm treading into. Like that eventually led someone in school to like pass me on a cassette of From Enslavement to Obliteration, and I was like, oh, okay. So this is weird, but like I like it. But this can't compare to this thing. I'm going somewhere with this, don't worry.
Okay, well, so, I'm trying to guess who it is.
So there was in the UK there was this late night heavy metal TV show called Noisy Mothers, which was on every Friday night around 2:30 to 3 a.m. So yeah, I had to like because I was young, I had to like set a videotape to record it. And eventually there was a clip of this band on it. I was like, fucking hell, here we go. Like it's like, this is going to be intense. And it was this band playing in front of a huge crowd, being like so like, yeah, hey, here we go. But I was so mortally offended. But like, I was like, not only do I not like this band, this is maybe possibly the worst band of all time, and I hate it so fucking much.
And this is your
I kept this in my mind for at least 25 years afterwards. And anytime this band got mentioned, I was like, no, garbage, the worst band of all time. Until I was at work a couple of years ago, someone was playing it. I was like, who's this? And I was looked at like I was a child. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, who is this? This is cool. And
wait. Any guesses?
I can't for like Def Leppard.
Kiss?
It was not Def Leppard.
Was it Kiss?
Pat, any guesses?
It was not Kiss. So
Motley Crue?
I liked Motley Crue as a kid. Dr. Feelgood was my not Dr. Feelgood. It was the self-titled album which had a new singer was what was dropping.
You are younger than me.
So in the last 2 months, I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to buy an album and start checking this band out.
I'm scared.
I think everyone's gonna wince, but
Wincing.
I recently got this record for the first time, and I'm checking it out.
No, come on.
And
Black Sabbath, for anyone out there not looking at the screen, he's talking about Black Sabbath That's just the reality.
For years, decades, I was like, this is the worst band of all time. Like, steadfast.
Are you fucking kidding me though?
No, you couldn't change my opinion. I was like, this is like the lowest of the low, the most common denominator garbage.
I love that.
And the video I saw was the video of like Ozzy Osbourne like playing like live to this huge crowd. And he's got all the tassels on his arms,
like Live Aid or something, right? Live
and he's
Aid.
like, "Big American Party, yeah." But I watched this clip expecting it to be the most intense, like insane, like black metal, like sketchy, like thing. And because I was young, I was trying to be cool and everything else. It was, I kind of gatekeeped it for myself for like decades.
Yeah.
And
I love this.
so I recently just took this home from work, and the song I was like, what is this?
Good, eh?
Was Children of the Grave. I was like, this has got a riff, it's cool. But but yeah,
let's record.
Yeah, so I now have this one, and
where are you gonna go next?
I don't know, like maybe I'll just keep this.
Any recommendations for Tom about which next?
Yeah, go back to the first one.
Yeah.
I'm probably good for a few years. But
Just go straight into the Born Again with Ian Gillan.
Tom.
Hey Tom, you ever heard Led Zeppelin?
But yeah, so I am now age 43, starting to dip my toe into the world of Black Sabbath.
Mate.
That's totally fine. I love that.
Amazing.
I think like that's like a grandiose version of I think like what a lot of people end up kind of coming into. I remember having conversations with Joel from Chain Whip where he was just kind of like, Discharge, don't like him. And I was like, what are you talking about? How are we in a band together? I don't understand. And I had to give him like a Cole's Notes on Discharge, which is like pretty simple. You put a Discharge record on from this year to this year, and it's good. But I think it just happens sometimes.
It can happen, right?
I'm thinking
now is how amazing must it be to like discover Black Sabbath in 2025 and listen to them for the first time. I'm kind of jealous in a way, even though they've been like kind of the soundtrack to my life since I was like 10 years old in like 1977 or whatever. Man, amazing, absolutely amazing.
The thing is, as well, is like there's obviously. Sorry, go on. I was like, there's obviously songs I've heard like as a concert in the background in my life, and it's always been, yeah. But now it's like, oh yeah, maybe they had something going on there. But
you're like, I'm sure the Dickies version was always better.
Why is it so slow? What are they doing?
You laugh.
This reminds me of a story. So Imploders, who Tom and Josh did a co-release of their new record. The singer Todd, he also had never really gotten into Sabbath, and so at a party at Mikey's house, Sabbath 1 is on, and it's like the song Black Sabbath by Black Sabbath off the album Black Sabbath. The riff is like the most satanic riff ever. Right? Everybody's heard it except for Tom. And for Todd. No. And he's just like, I don't know, man. It sounds like they're tuning or something. Just to hear that fucking riff, it's tuning. Is just like taking a bat to the knee. It's just like, holy shit, how do you? And he's not wrong. Is the thing. It does kind of sound like they're tuning.
I mean, I love this so much. Like usually, if you get a Black Sabbath pick, the conversation doesn't go like this. So it's really so much fun to like.
Yeah.
A fresh look at Black Sabbath. It's like it's amazing. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I love it.
Like I'm not saying it's right. it's definitely kind of bizarre.
But your
it's-
life has taken a turn for the better. Like, what a golden future you have, like with all those records to discover and like, you know.
I can't wait for you to hear Judas Priest, man.
Thing is, I had one of the first records. The first record I ever shoplifted as a kid from a charity shop was Turbo.
A, shoplifting is bad. B, Turbo also bad.
Sorry. Turbo Lover, the 12-inch, I should say.
Oh wow!
But,
I think you've got off on the wrong foot, haven't you, in the world of heavy metal?
it was a weird path, but you don't realize that until it's too late.
Okay, there's a lot of comments, obviously, because this is an amazing conversation. Like, you want wait till you get to the Tony Martin era of Black Sabbath.
Is that when he gets good?
Maybe like actually. We'll do that like on episode 1000 when you. Do you have a favorite track on?
Not done.
I mean,
10 more hours.
I like "Children of the Grave," Philip, and that's the hit so far. Like, "Sweet Leaf" is a bit cheesy.
Sweet Leaf, a bit cheesy.
But I need to spend more. I need to spend more time with it. But like, yeah, it's decent.
All right. A lot of people do rank that as like the best like Black Sabbath. It's not my personal favorite. I like sort of Sabbath Bloody Sabbath kind of a guy, but like a lot of people do rank that as their favorite Black Sabbath. Yeah, I think it is. It's one of my favorite moments. I'm gonna absolutely.
I'll keep you informed about how I get on anyway.
Okay, let's no.
You have to have a recurring
idea for a video, Pat. Idea for a video.
There you go.
recurring drop in where Tom talks about his Black Sabbath journey.
Yes.
The reverse midlife crisis.
Pat, this is a
Yes.
hard one to follow.
That is a hard section to follow.
Nevertheless.
And I know we got a time crunch as well, but 2 weeks ago I put up a video on YouTube of like my favorite punk records of 2025, and there was a couple that A, I forgot, and B, I just didn't have copies of yet. And so after I put that video up, I ended up sourcing some copies of the new Citric Dummies record that came out last year, hilariously titled "Split with Turnstile."
Right.
For those worried, Turnstile has nothing to do with this record. It's just really funny, clever marketing.
Hilarious.
Super like frantic punk is probably how I would describe this. Some might call it hardcore. I probably wouldn't, but they're from Minneapolis, and so there's like a dash of Husker Du in there, but not much.
Pat, wasn't there other record like had a Husker Du-ish?
Yeah. So the last LP was called Zen and the Art of Beating Your Ass. And it was the Zen Arcade cover, but the two guys on the cover were just like in a fist fight with each other.
The Nine Shocks Tear meetup.
Yeah, the lyric insert is great. Oh, you know what is really funny about this? There's like here we go. Drew, the singer from the band, he wrote like a little thank you note when he sent me the records, and it's on the medication guide for his Adderall prescription is the piece of paper. And here it says, Citric Dummies would like to thank, and it's just a completely blank piece of paper. They have fun with what they do. The lyrics are really funny, but the songs are also shit hot. Like the drummer, he also plays in Snooper and Sick Thoughts sometimes as well.
Okay.
He bounces around. I'm not really sure what the other guys are doing. The guitar player on the last LP, he also played in a band called Bermuda Squares, and they put out a great LP last year. But this one is really tight. Again, frantic is how I would describe it. It's very fast paced, and it's got a sense of humor to it, but it's not like a comedy thing. But
right, not funny.
Yeah. First track is called Multinational Copyright Violations.
Yeah, I back Drew 1,000,000%. Drew
Yeah.
has like been one of the most supportive guys to like Neon Taste. He like hits up for everything. He was like an early like guy that like was really all over like Chain Whip with me and Patrick and stuff, and like he's always been like a really kind dude. and his bands are awesome. And it goes way back, even to like when Ariel was like on tour with Janitor Scum, and they played with Fang. Drew hooked that up, and there's some pretty hilarious stories about that as well. But that's for another time. And maybe another person. But yeah, no, Signature Drum is fucking awesome. I love that band. And Drew is like the utmost of fucking awesome. And that band can get into Canada now. So Tom, I might be talking to you about that in the next little while.
Cool.
If you want to do a cross promo thing.
We can talk.
We'll talk. Don't get any big ideas, Drew.
There we have it. I think everyone watching and everyone here will agree that was fucking classic 2 hours, well spent. If you remember, at the beginning of the show, I was like, man, I'm feeling a bit January. I'm like a bit sort of depressed, a bit down. I don't know. What's the best month of the year that's not January? Like fucking, I'm feeling like, I don't know, August right now. My spirit's been like very well lifted by hanging out with you guys and everyone watching. It's been an absolute blast. So thanks for coming on. We're back again next week. There's the old lineup next Friday, same time, 10 p.m. Eastern. Tune in.
Looks like a bunch of nobodies, man.
Exactly. I bet they haven't heard Black Sabbath.
I'll hook them up. Don't worry.
Thank you so much. That was really fun.
Yeah, it was. We're going to chat for a little bit after the show because I've got a couple of questions, not about Black Sabbath, about some other things, but we'll keep chatting for a little bit after the show. I know it's late, but give me 20 minutes. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. It's a great time. Love you all, as Ozzy would sometimes say on the stage. You can hang with it, Tom. You can hang with it. A bit late now, but you can hang. Next time, stay healthy.